Hope. There's a time in our lives when the only thing we hang on to is the hope that everything is going to be all right. Hope is what the Hospice of Martin and St. Lucie is all about, facing the most difficult time in our lives in a very dignified, positive, and loving way.
Some people wait. They don't want to come to hospice because they know that's the end. But they're making a mistake because it isn't the end, it's the beginning. It's the beginning because you go from the fear of death to the joy of knowing that you'll be out of pain and you're going to go somewhere where you won't feel pain anymore.
When we found out he had cancer, it was like, no matter what, we're going to keep him home. We don't want him to go someplace off by himself to expire. We want him to know that, it's our turn now. And as it got worse, it was like we could not handle this anymore. It's one of those things that we want the best of care for him, but yet we can't handle it.
Since its founding in 1981, the Hospice of Martin and St. Lucie has provided care for a growing number of residents. The range of services is as broad as the spectrum of people served, from direct care of patients and support of their loved ones, to bereavement programs for the survivors, from education programs for adults, children, students, and health professionals, to providing community-wide support for those struggling with grief.
Well, it may sound a little corny, but I don't know what I would have done without him.
Right now, you have the opportunity to help the Hospice of Martin and St. Lucie meet the challenges of today and provide hope for a brighter tomorrow. The Hospice of Martin and St. Lucie is well known for quality and compassionate care for the terminally ill. But few people realize the greatest demand is for programs designed to aid families who must survive after a loved one's passing. Hospice provides many individual counseling and support group programs. Programs like Camp Good Grief, bereavement and support group meetings, family night programs, and crisis intervention services for schools and area businesses are just a few of the programs the Hospice of Martin and St. Lucie currently provides.
There's so much more to this than just the surface. It's the work that we're doing that matters, and I'm sure every one of you has had an experience in your life when you've lost someone very dear. And if you haven't, then you're lucky.
If you've been here long, you know that we've grown out of our facility. This is not, for example, an adequate counseling room. We can hear noises from outside and they can hear people in here. What we need are soundproof rooms, for example, for counseling.
It's very important when someone comes for counseling that they have privacy. And many times they have to actually office hop looking for an empty space to talk with someone.
Increasing demand for services and expanding programs require that an adequate facility be constructed to bring all programs and activities under one roof. This facility will be known as the Center for Hope. Under the direction of the Board of Directors, and with an eye to the future needs of the community, land was purchased many years ago to create a multifaceted campus environment for hospice. The construction of an 8-bed residential facility was completed in 1992. A second residence followed in 1996. The completion of the Center for Hope will be the fulfillment of a long-awaited dream. The Center for Hope will serve the needs of the community in 5 key areas: children and teen services, bereavement and counseling services, adult day services, community education services, and volunteer services.
The new building will have support group rooms for groups, individual counseling rooms, offices for the chaplains and the counselors. It will have space for the volunteers to do some of their work and the volunteer coordinators' offices. A children's area, adequate space for children's counseling and activities. Adult day service center for hospice patients to come during the daytime hours while their family member works. And nice gardens or outdoor areas.
The need is urgent. If the Hospice of Martin and St. Lucie is to maintain its current level of programs and provide desperately needed adult services, community support from both counties is crucial. Our goal is to raise $3 million. Your generous contribution will serve as an inspiration to others. The volunteers of the Hospice of Martin and St. Lucie are asking individuals, families, community leaders, local businesses, industries, and foundations to join together and make the Center for Hope a reality.
Because you'll eventually need it. As immortal as you think you are and all of those around you are, unfortunately such is not the case. We all think we're immortal, and yet at some point in our life we will need it, and we'll need it more than anyone else around us will need it. And you will think that you are prepared, you will think you will have done everything in preparation prior to that day, which would eliminate or reduce your reliance on it, and you will find suddenly that you didn't do a great job at it at all.
Since 1981, thousands of families in Martin and St. Lucie counties have benefited from hospice. This year, thousands more people will utilize the many services provided by hospice. They deserve adequate facilities and programs that will help them through their time of need. Ensure today's challenges become tomorrow's triumphs of growth through love, compassion, and caring.
I can't say enough about how they made me feel, and if it helped me, it will help anybody. Trust me.
Take this opportunity now to ensure the Hospice of Martin and St. Lucie will grow with compassion. Make it possible for us to continue our 17-year tradition and be ready to meet the challenges of the future. The return on your investment will be great. The Center for Hope will build a strong community by supporting your family and others and enriching the lives of everyone. This is your opportunity to make a thoughtful and generous investment and provide hope for your community, our children, and the future.